number one problem for athletes is anxiety. Anxiety about an upcoming game or competition. So it's not the event itself that is necessarily anxiety provoking, it's your reaction to it. And by the way, it's very normal, even the best get very nervous before competition. So let's take care of it. The best thing you can do is lean into it. Not put it out of your mind, not just think positively, but do something about it. Here's what I suggest. Take out a piece of paper, write down everything that you think could go wrong at your upcoming game or competition. And I mean everything. And you might say, well, why would I focus on that? That sounds negative. No, what you want to do, that's going to be in your head anyway. You want to get it out of your head and put it onto paper. And then next to everything you think that might go wrong, rate the likelihood of that going wrong on a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being highest. Chances are there's only going to be a couple things that are rate kind of high that you might say to yourself, and try to be honest about this too. Don't use emotion, try to use reality here of how likely really is something that you're worried about going to happen, how something bad happening, how likely is it really that it's going to happen. Rate that honestly. Pick maybe the 1 or 2 top things and look at it and go, what can I control here? What can I take action on to make sure to reduce the likelihood of this bad thing happening? You're not going to reduce it completely, but you want to take some sort of positive action and reduce the likelihood of that bad thing happening. So talk to a coach, talk to a teammate, figure it out before your competition. Don't ignore it. Don't just think it's going to go away. The next thing you can do on the same sheet of paper or another piece of paper is write down everything that you think might go right at your game or competition. And again, be very honest about it. Try not to use emotion, but look at your past track record. Look at your capabilities, your potential. Write down everything that could possibly go right. And again, rate it on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being highest. Now, pick the lowest ranking things here and maybe take some action there to bump up the likelihood of those things happening. If it's a high likelihood of your desired outcome to come true, then you're pretty much set. Maybe there's a couple little things you can do there, but not much. That's great. If you're ranking lower, take some action. Again, talk to a coach, talk to teammates, do a little extra training, maybe a little extra rest, whatever it might be. The point here is to get all of these concerns out of your head and onto paper. You're gonna look at them much more clearly, without emotion, without worry, able to be much more rational about it. And then this is the key here, is you're going to rank them of actually occurring, right? And the things that you need to take action on, you're going to write down some actions to take. So it goes from in your head worry swirling around to on paper to analyzing to taking some actual action. You do this before your next competition and you're going to come into it feeling much more confident, much more calm, knowing that you've done pretty much everything that you can possibly do. If you have a great outcome in that event or that competition, fantastic. If you don't, at least you knew that you proactively took care of things before that event. Hope this helps you for reducing anxiety, something that all athletes have to deal with. The best way to deal with it is to lean in. Okay, now that you've made this list of things that could go wrong, things that could go right, hold on to this list. This is the place that you're going to go to if you find yourself drifting back to worry. Go back to your documentation, remind yourself you've taken action on your worries, remind yourself you've taken action on your ideal outcomes. That will get it out of your head and refer it back to the paper. So use those pieces of paper before your competition to remind yourself that you're on track, remind yourself that you've taken action. That will give you permission not to worry. Let's take things just a little bit further here though, okay? Let's take it a step further and let's focus on your ideal outcome and a visualization you can do that's gonna help you. Okay, so pick out your ideal outcome for your game, event, competition, whatever, and focus on actually achieving that outcome, not having achieved, past tense, but achieving during that process. So it could be during a bicycle race. You could make a particular attack at a certain point on the course. You could visualize that. It could be you're making a 3-point shot in a basketball game. It could be you're throwing out a runner at first base. Whatever it is, visualize that actual process of you achieving something awesome. And visualize the details, all the way that you're going to do it, the exact place that you're going to do it, and keep this visualization limited to 30 seconds. You don't need anything more than that, okay? But what you want to do is you want to repeat it first thing in the morning, right when you get up, and first thing right before you go to bed at night, okay? You want to have that repetition cycle. Now, this isn't going to be something magic that's going to guarantee an outcome, but what it's going to do is going to start training your brain to get away from the worry and focus on the target that you want. And we do this through repetition and visualization. So visualization, again, is you achieving taking action during that competition, event, game, and feeling confident about it. And here's the key. You want to actually embody a posture during your visualization. Helps to close your eyes, take in a deep breath, and actually puff out your chest, kind of like you're proud, extra strong, and just take about 30 seconds and visualize your ideal outcome. Okay, and again, the posture is really important here. So again, you repeat that in the morning and at night before your competition. And game day, competition day, you repeat it right before the event. Now, don't obsess about it and thinking this is, your magic cure, okay? Just trust the process. And what you can do actually during your event, game, or competition is if you catch yourself kind of slumping in your posture, I want you to tweak yourself back into your powerful posture. Now, you don't have to be obvious or silly about it, but you want to do like a little posture tweak. That will send a signal to your brain to focus back on the target, and that's all happens subconsciously. So again, it's not magic, but it's just really retraining your brain to focus on a positive outcome. So try this visualization process, repeat it as much as possible. Again, don't obsess about it. I would say limit it to morning and night for about 30 seconds. That's really all you need. Anything more than that, you're gonna kind of wear it out. And then use it again on game day, competition day, and use that posture tweak during your event if you catch yourself kind of slumping or backing off, okay? So this is a technique I think that can help you reduce your anxiety, leverage things in the right direction for you. The second most common problem for athletes is what I call plateaus. So it's arriving at a level in your sport where you are stagnating. Now, I'm not talking about burnout, but you've reached a level, you're kind of comfortable there, you know that the next level is going to be a little bit harder, so you're kind of stuck at this plateau. Now, first of all, it's very normal, and as part of the process, you go from plateau to plateau, and that's okay. So don't feel that you're stuck, just know that it's part of the process. But if you're spending a little bit too much time there, and you know if you are, you're going to want to up level. And the way you do it is by diving in, by shocking the system, by doing something audacious. That's the way you do it. You just have to totally dive into that cold water and make it happen. And what's going to happen is you may fail, you may not get to that next plateau instantaneously, but you're pushing yourself in that direction. You are setting the tone, you're setting the target higher, and you're taking some action, and you're just going for it. So depending on your sport, it could be you need to talk to your teammates or your coach and say, hey, put me in the game in that, that clutch moment, and feel free to take me out if I'm not looking good. But point is, you want to just really ask for more, push for more, really try to achieve more. If you're doing individual racing, you may want to enter an event that you don't think that you can handle, that's really kind of out of your league, and just go anyway. And what's going to happen is you're going to get your ass kicked or whatever, it doesn't matter, but you are just really pushing, swinging for the fences, and that's how you're going to start up-leveling, is you're going to start telling yourself that, look, I belong at these bigger events, I belong at this next plateau. And you have to really force yourself to do it, because a plateau is comfortable, right? You got to push yourself out of your comfort zone, as they say, so you need to do that. So again, depending on your sport, maybe announce your goal to your teammates or your coach, get some buy-in there, and just tell them what your plan is. Write down a goal for yourself too, that's telling yourself that you want to go farther. Again, entering that bigger competition so that'll force yourself to up level. Okay, so plateaus, you can get beyond them. There's always a next level up. Push yourself higher, push yourself as far as you can, and it's gonna have an effect immediately on your mindset and your performance. And you might get your butt kicked, but that's okay. You are pushing for the next level. Life balance just simply means that all the domains, aspects of your life are in control. There's no drama, there's no crisis about to erupt. You're in control, essentially, of all the different parts of your life. So I have an exercise for you that's going to help you. Now, if you think about it, if an athlete has some part of their life that's out of control, even if you're really hyper-focused, really good at compartmentalizing and focusing on your sport, eventually, let's say an athlete ignores their finances. That's going to come back to bite you. It's going to be some undue stress kind of hovering on the back burner that's really going to affect your performance at some point. So you want to take care of that proactively. So the exercise I have for you involves pen and paper, and what you do is you write down the domains of your life. Now, a domain is just a separate aspect of your life that you can break down into compartments. Most people, it's your job. For athletes, that's going to be your sport. The other one could be your relationship with your intimate partner, wife, husband, spouse, boyfriend, girlfriend. The relationship with your family. It could also be that you have a special project, a side business going on. Maybe your finances is another domain. Essentially, you break down your life into domains that are separate from one another, that you spend time on focusing on most. Okay. For most people, it's about 5, 6, 7, something like that. Write all of those down. And then the next thing you want to do is rate the health of that domain. So that means that maybe if you're an athlete, and this is a typical problem, athletes may not be managing their finances well. Maybe they're a professional athlete and they're making a great salary, but they're not investing their money. So if that's the case, you would rate the domain of finances kind of on the lower end, maybe a 4 or a 5. And let's say, for example, you have a great relationship with your spouse. Fantastic, you mark that at like an 8 or a 9. And you go down the list of these domains and you rate the health. Now, typically, there's going to be a couple domains that are scoring on the low end, maybe a 3 or a 4, and a couple that are scoring on the high end, 8, 9, something like that. Give yourself congratulations for scoring high in several of those domains. And the domains where you're scoring low on, that means the overall health is on the low side. And you want to proactively take some action and make those healthier. So there's something that needs to be taken care of. Maybe there's a problem with your coach or one of your teammates. Before that festers and gets out of control and creates drama later on, take care of that right now. Take care of that and bump up the health of that domain. So this is just an assessment that you do. Go through this list. The ones that score low, take action on, take care of it ahead of time. And the ones that are scoring high, great, nothing to worry about there. This is how you can maintain life balance. And if you maintain this balance, you're going to be going into your competitions with peace of mind, knowing that your life is essentially in control. There's no crisis brewing in the background that's going to come and haunt you mid-season when you really need to be focusing on your sport. Okay, so I hope this exercise helps. I would say do this assessment on a regular basis, every couple of months, and just be honest about it, and it'll cue you into the areas that you need to lean into and problem solve so that you can have consistent athletic performance. Okay? Thanks for watching. Hope this helps. Take care. Hey, if you like this video, make sure to subscribe and also share with family and friends. Hope you find these mindset tips helpful in your life.